Hi, this is BD Stroked. Please share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Today we're going to talk about a health binder. Today we're going to talk about independence. Today we're going to talk about freedom. Today we're going to talk about strength. Today we're going to talk about reassurance. Today we're going to talk about confidence. All of those. That's what this has given me. I had a hemorrhagic stroke and there was blood on my brain. I don't have all my brain. I don't have a lot of memory. Memories come, they go. Sometimes I'll be talking and it'll just be like it happened. And then I'll go to remember it and it's gone again. It's frustrating. I don't want to get into all that right now. I don't feel like I fit in this world a lot. When I'm talking to Tamara, I refer to it as your guys' world. It's too fast for me. I can't keep up. I can't keep up with conversations. I've gotten to the point where I don't just say whatever it takes to get out of the conversation, at least. So Tamara doesn't have to go back and fix that too much anymore. Usually conversations I have one day, it takes me 2 to 3 days to process, which in normal day life is difficult. But in healthcare, it's impossible because you're in front of your doctor for 10, 15 minutes. And if you don't get it out, then you're at home wondering, oh, I'll send a message, but is he going to understand it? I'll call, but is he going to get the message? There's all this stuff that happens after you've left. This has given me the ability not to forget that. It walks me from having all my notes, having scrap paper, having anything I can take notes with, having my pens right here, having my markers. We'll go to all this next. Take your time when you're in your doctor's appointment. Get your information. Make sure you get it all. Don't be afraid to take out notes. Don't be afraid to go back and look where your questions are. Make sure you get it answered. Make sure you feel happy with the answers. You're paying the bill one way or another. Let's go to this. This is what we call the Health Bible. I can walk into anything from appointments coming up, all my orders coming up, to all my labs, everything I've had run in the last 4 years, to all the specialty doctors, all the way down to the stroke stuff. Anything important, anything a doctor would ever need to look up medically for me is in here. We have another one of these that's for all the financial stuff. That's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about all the information, the upcoming stuff, the past stuff, so that if this doctor wants to know something, but this doctor already found it out, you can compare notes right there. A lot of times these days, the systems don't talk to each other. I don't remember all the names, but I know one of the major ones, MyChart. It doesn't connect to our local one out here. So the stuff I'm having done on Woodby, unless I take hard copies to there, does not get into my MyChart, which is what I like to use. Because it's this in computer form. This is more reliable because it's faster. I have it at my fingertips at every second. I will walk through all of the individual things, but I highly recommend anybody that wants to take their health care into their own hands and start being your own advocate. Great place to start. This is where I would start. I would form one of these for your past 3 to 4 years of health and I'd go forward with it. Good luck.
Hi everyone, I just wanted to pop on here. Brent just finished his video on the health binder, and I wanted to give kind of my 2 cents on it. Like he started out to say it, we created this out of necessity because he would not remember what he wanted to cover with doctors when he went to appointments. And we also found that a lot of doctors were asking for the same thing. So the first part that started it was you'd go to the different doctors and each one would want their own set of blood tests. Well, they were usually the same CBC panels and those type of things. If you already had it recently done, a lot of times that other doctor would accept that and look at it, and you wouldn't have to have it done again. Brent had a huge thing with needles, especially at the very beginning, that he had a very big aversion to them. So having to do more needle draws than needed was really difficult. So that's kind of where we started with it, is making sure that in the binder, number one is your lab results and any test results. So whether it's an ultrasound, an MRI, a CAT scan, as well as the blood work, having that in here, I would say it would be your top priority, because that's something that any of the different doctors may ask for and want to redo unless you've had it recently done in a way that they can use for what you're seeing them for. So I would say that. The other thing that is really important, he talked about independence, getting it back his independence because of having this. One of the things we did was we created a list of the questions that he wanted to ask the doctors going in. So if I wasn't with him, or even when I was, he could open up the binder, and the top page here was the questions that he wanted to get and ask out of, hey girl, that doctor's appointment. And we would start thinking of these questions about 2 weeks prior to the appointment, because if we waited until the night before, it would become too overwhelming for him, and he wouldn't feel prepared going into that appointment. And for him, it's very, very important for him to feel prepared going in. It's part of having that independence and feeling like he's being his own advocate and he's in charge of the appointment, because you need to remember these are your appointments. So you do need to take charge. They are your appointment, and you need to get out of it what you're wanting to. So taking that time to think about it in advance, write it down, have it here. We have done that, and sometimes we run out of time, and the provider has asked us to send it to him through MyChart, and he has responded, gone through and responded to the different questions. So having things written down is very, very helpful. And like he said, his memories aren't necessarily accurate on conversations and timing. So that was also important. We could go back and we can look here. There's times where he'll have a memory, or he thinks it's a memory that just happened, and it may never have happened just in his head, happened quite a long time ago, isn't even a couple years ago. So when it comes to health related things and being accurate, it's really important. And so this really makes a difference for him. Again, it's part of getting your independence. It's part of being your own advocate. If a doctor wants to make a copy, great, but make sure you get it back. If there's quite a bit, we did have a second binder that was much smaller, that was just all of the labs and the ultrasounds and everything, like I mentioned earlier, that we left with them as their copy. So they could scan that into his chart, but no one got the master copy. This we always kept in our hands. Put in it what you think you need. We change it, we update it, we take things out that are no longer relevant. So it is an always evolving book for him to have when he goes to his doctor's appointments. And like he says, it's for your health.